First of all, thank you. I'm Chad Cook, founder of QIP. It's been kind of wild for us. All this was obviously a surprise. We appreciate the council giving us an opportunity to dig in. We appreciate all the help from staff and AMLE. We really appreciate as partners who helped us originally get in and understand the project, and it was a big part of what drew us. As things morphed and obviously the landscape somewhat changed, we'll talk a little bit about kind of where we ended up, but we do believe this is a very unique opportunity for everyone with a canvas of this scale to really create something that's special for everyone. So, here's my clicker. We'll go very quickly. QIP is a real estate investment company focused really on adaptive reuse, ground-up development, really mixed-use, community-centric projects. This is our team. We were asked to show some precedent projects. I'm going to go quickly through this, but what we tried to do was select images that we felt were somewhat applicable to what we're trying to bring to this sort of new project. These are 3 different projects we'll quickly flip through that are in the design district in Dallas, newly completed as part of the strategy there, where we consolidated 27 different parcels and worked to connect those in a mixed-use development kind of neighborhood play. So this building is River Edge. It's a 5-story, 145,000 square foot building. Office on the top 4 floors with retail, primarily restaurants, and a salon on the ground floor. The design intent, as you can see, was to, hopefully as you can see, was to make it feel sort of like an adaptive reuse, using the exposed concrete, natural Garapa wood in large scale to really give a different kind of aesthetic, different appeal for, and different than something that we've seen in Dallas and frankly most other markets. So these are just some other images of the project. Another concept that we really focused on was outdoor space. What we believe is what today's users want is they don't want to sit behind a desk all day. So even within their office building, multiple options to work somewhere away from their exact desk. We integrated 5 different balconies into the top 3 floors, and then a large shared balcony on the 2nd floor. This is our tenant lounge area, where it's a shared amenity for the tenants. As you can see, we're really leaning on more of a boutique hotel hospitality vibe, which again, we believe today's users want to see. This is our shared tenant conference room, and then fitness, but I'll note that's a cold plunge in the corner. So we're trying to sort of lean in again and find a little bit different product. The second building that we built and actually delivered at the same time, it's 125,000 square feet, 5 levels of office, over 5 levels of parking. It's called 1333. This building, we collaborated with Erin Cluley to create an art gallery in the first floor. So she actually has a scale to create successful art shows. We get rotating art. Every office developer is looking for free art from a gallery. We actually designed one where she could utilize it. This is our tenant lounge on the 9th floor of the building. Again, this is exclusive for tenants and shared. Different design, a little more elevated, but at the same time, meant to be very comfortable and, again, to give tenants multiple options. So these are just some images. High level of attention to detail is sort of a core focus for our team. We just fit a pickleball court on the roof, and this is 1333. And then real quickly, completed right before these buildings and is now stabilized is true adaptive reuse, single floor. This was old printing shops and leather shops and like true manufacturing uses that we were able to turn into current office use, including amenity lounges like this, our 2nd floor lounge that we created there. So this was an old rail spur that had been abandoned that we turned into a private pedestrian path for our tenants to use. So we show you all this and that sometimes we're given a canvas that that didn't necessarily design. So we're not good at a lot of things, but we feel like we are good at is really finding creative solutions to make these spaces accessible and actually turn them into a positive. So really what we saw as we started to dig into this project, which is sort of yet to be named, is an opportunity with these campuses when the deed restriction became apparent. and really create something of more scale with sort of layers of potential opportunity, a day one layer, or call it phase one layer, and then future potential development down the line. Really, we think Addison has so much going for it. It's sort of amazing to us that these lots are actually empty right now, not developed, right in the heart of, you drive through Addison Circle, it's amazing. You have great mature landscaping, you have parking that's hidden, but plenty of it. You have retail, and it's just never been clear why it hasn't worked any better than it has and how these can be available. So this is the big idea. What we've designed, I'll layer this on to give a little bit of the scaling. The office building in the upper left-hand corner hasn't changed. That's the same scale of what the previous developer was looking to do. We did change that format around, and we'll show you some more detailed images of this with a small retail building in front of it and then a parking garage that sits next to it on Addison Road.
Hey, Chad, you may want to just give them some references on where roads are and so forth so they know what they're looking at.
Like, you guys don't know what all these white buildings are? So this is obviously the park. The airport would be just to the sort of left or northwest here of the plan, and the toll road would be like right here. So this is Arapahoe, this is Spectrum, and Quorum runs right through here. Festival Way there. So when we do projects like this, we come up with an initial massing. We first want to understand what will fit, just scale-wise. How will it be accessed? How will it be parked? How will the different components interact with each other? Where you have the right streetscape that's approachable, feels connected, lines of sight. So again, this is preliminary, but we are very excited how this really fits together. We have what we call sort of the entertainment special event site, which is outlined in yellow. We have two different buildings there we'll show you a little more detail on, and then potential future development down the line where parking is shown today. And then on the DART site, we have a sort of special one-of-one retail space that, again, we'll get into a little more detail on. And then on this red outline spot, we have a boutique hotel connected with a covered walkway, along with approximately 400 parking spots and a 30,000 square foot sort of smaller convention space. Looking back at the historical studies, we knew this was something that was important, and socializing this with local users, office users that are here, like very close to here, like looking at this from their building. They're sending their business travel, like their employees when they come in and visitors, to Frisco and to Grapevine and to Plano. Like, this option doesn't exist today. So, and we've seen these very successful around the country where they popped up, especially if they're connected to the right entertainment district or retail landscape. So that's the idea, being very intentional on streetscape and how all this would interact together. So we just flipped a view here. So now we're looking, kind of showing the proximity to some of the other existing product. And again, we'll give you a little bit dialed in view. This is on top of the convention center. Again, it's 30,000 square feet. It sits on top of a parking garage that's shared with a hotel, with a sky bridge here, as you can see. That allows our F&B operator in the hotel to be able to access the convention. It also allows convention visitors to be able to come over and access the hotel and hopefully create connectivity. A big theme to what we're trying to do is create outdoor landscapes with line of sight to each other and line of sight to the park and the kind of central entertainment district. So as you can see here on top of the hotel, we have the pool area, another sort of space for special events with a good line of sight to the convention. The convention obviously sits behind this outdoor space here. This is a little bit different shot. We're sort of preliminary in the design still, but what we have is a garage, again, connecting right over Spectrum to the hotel. This is a closer-up shot of our office building. We have a 6-story mass timber price and design right now. It's approximately 160,000 square feet, again, similar scale, that would have outdoor spaces overlooking the park, also be it with view of the airport, but with side views to be able to look over the rest of the entertainment district. And wraparound features on the top floor and on the second floor. We have a cafe, deli kind of concept where sort of grab and go, very driven for the office buildings that would be in the lower corner of the office building. And then a standalone, smaller concept, retail space in front designed to be F&B, some sort of restaurant, hopefully lunch and dinner. But again, very accessible to the park. This street, Julian runs on the other side is a sort of portico that runs through the park and runs straight to the TOD, right where the ramp will come down. So we're really trying to address that, trying to be able to pull traffic off the DART line as it comes and hopefully attract people to come. This is the garage that will sit next to us. The office building is kind of hidden behind. So you're on Addison Road here looking down Festival Way. And we'll talk more about the sort of greening that we're trying to do with everything. But here we're putting new trees in along this side. And we'll have natural like green vines planted all throughout the building so it can help kind of green it up. This sits on the current DART site. It's approximately 12,000 square foot footprint. It's right across the street from where the hotel would have its sort of one of its front doors. It has a front door on Arapahoe, and across Quorum would be the other. The idea here is this could be a brewery, it could be a food hall, it could be a single concept retail type user. We'd like to have some smaller format entertainment here, like a smaller stage, if you will, maybe in comparison to like a bigger stage that would be on the larger entertainment site. We also are very focused on creating smaller, more activated pocket parks as opposed to huge parks, because you obviously already have a very successful one. And then we've integrated throughout what we call sort of our art, where we've got several of these little covered areas that, as we sort of develop over time, we'll have lines of sight to each other, seating, access for people to be able to find sort of spots to stop along the way. And this is the back side of that building. The hangar was my partner Brian's idea. Not so subtle shout out to the airport, which we know is a big driver here. This is another shot of the hotel. It's currently designed as 154 keys. That could vary a little bit as we lean in. We do believe it's important that it's a soft brand hotel, meaning whatever flag it is will have access to the rewards miles of one of the major flags. An autograph or a curio or something like that would be the example. Just another shot of the hotel, but really trying to show how we'd activate the streetscape. There's already beautiful sidewalks, and there's a lot of mature trees along the sidewalks, so we really want to sort of come in and integrate behind. And this just shows you the corner as you round where you're on Arapahoe here looking up towards Quorum, looking up Quorum. This building sits on the entertainment portion of the site where there is a deed restriction, so we're modeling this the way this document would be done with the user, the same as the Java and Hops that sits on the other end of the park, which is in the same restriction. So there will be a revenue sharing agreement with the town as part of this. We have this as a dual concept that will have a casual full service cafe and a bike shop attached. This is on the corner of basically, well, you're sitting right here on Quorum. So, which is also important because the Cotton Belt line obviously is coming through just to the south. So we feel like there's a way to potentially tie into that with bike rentals, bike maintenance, and what else we can kind of bring. Again, another shot of the community space we have, where again, there could be future development over time as this whole kind of process matures, but we tried to design all these kit parts where you don't need to necessarily wait on one full stage for the next stage to come around. Just south of the building, we have pickleball courts put in a sort of like waiting area. This is basically standing on the DART line right now, and you can see the access down. So we feel like that'd be a good driver to have for that area too. That could be basketball courts and other things as well, but everyone wants to talk about pickleball right now. So two last things. One is the parking. So we just try to design this where it's very friendly to all your visitors. It's easy to find parking, and it's strategically spread throughout. As you can see, a couple of these areas on our primary entertainment site and on the DART. In the future, we feel like there is potential to add another phase of this, but frankly, you learn a lot as you go and you sort of figure out What do we need more of? What do we need less of? What is the market sort of telling us? It sounds like it's definitely telling us we need a grocery store. So something like that would be amazing to be able to layer in. And then lastly, trees. Changing the plan from the previous concept, we're able to save the 26 trees. Well, 26 other trees. We'll have a couple that we'll have to remove to create our insets, but we'll be able to save these trees that run along Festival Way, in addition to the trees we're adding, both in the landscaping and along Addison, with the goal that any of the parking areas we have here and like here don't feel like a big barren parking lot. It will feel more, landscaped and activated. Any questions? Sorry, it's late, so I was trying to kind of go quick, but